In this video, we're going to look at block style and modified block style letters. Now, I'll just be honest with you, this is what I'm going to do when I first grade your papers. I'm going to open up your letter, I'm going to click this Show Hide button, and the first thing I'm going to do is make sure that all spacing is correct. So you can do the same thing before you turn it in. Make sure there's 5 returns, then the date, 4 returns, then the address. Scroll down here a little bit. 2 returns, the salutation, the paragraphs, and this is exactly how I grade. I just look to be sure that everything's lined up, then I go about proofreading it to see if there's any typos or things that you've left out. Now, let's look at the difference between a block style letter. Block style letters are probably the most common because they're very simple. Everything is at the left hand side. Your date, your address, your paragraphs, your closing, everything starts at the left. Well, let me rearrange my screen here a little bit. And let's look at the difference between a block style letter and a modified block style letter. Move that one over here. Notice the difference. Modified block has only 2 changes. The dates, this is the exact same letter, the dates line up on the same line, but notice a modified block style letter has the date about halfway in. It's actually at the 3 1/4 inch point on the ruler, right up here. And as we scroll down, you should have the complimentary close and the signature line also at the exact same location. How do you do that? I'm going to zoom in on this one. Notice I have a tab stop set right here. So let me move this down a little bit and I'll come back up and I'll show you what you want to do. Is you have your ruler showing, and if you don't have your ruler showing, go to the View menu and go make sure your ruler right here is checked, and that will show your ruler right above your document. Okay, back at the Home tab, well, I guess it doesn't matter what tab I'm on, but over here to the far left, you're going to check this little tab stop section. This is a left tab, and if you're not sure, just let your mouse rest there and it will pop up and tell you. There's other types of tab stops, like a center tab, a right tab, which you're going to be using at some point this quarter, and so forth. And I'm just going to flip it back to let me get it back there, to my left tab. Once you have the left tab set, no matter where you click, I'll click over here at 6, it sets a tab stop, a left tab stop, meaning it jumps to that position and it types going forward. So I had already set a tab stop at the 3 1/4 inch point. With my cursor on the paper, when I'm ready to type the date, I just hit the tab key. If I had more tabs set, I might have to tab a couple times until I got to the 3 1/4 inch point, and then at that point, notice I type going to the right, just like you're used to seeing. And you do the same thing. Be sure your tab's set at the same location at the line for the complimentary close. And that is the only difference between a modified block and a block style letter. Set those tabs in that location. Don't space over, because I will be able to tell when I hit the Show Hide button. I'll see this little arrow and it will tell me you hit the tab key. If you try to do something like this and you just space and try to space bar over and then type it, I will see all those little dots when I hit the Show Hide button, and I will see that you were using the space bar instead of the tab. If you have questions, ask.